G'day guys, Andy Thomas here from Wolf on the Run. I'm going to have a chat with you today regarding what do you think is important to take with you on the bikes regarding your safety, breakdowns, tools, items that you need to get you out of the shit basically if you're out on your own and you need to get back to civilization. So yeah, whether it's too much, whether it's enough, bear in mind guys, these are all items that you can carry, you don't have to carry. This is just me showing you what I think is a good idea, but it's up to you. Alright guys, so regarding what you need, what you don't need, what is advisable, what you can leave, this is just some ideas of how far you want to go with your security, shall we say, of getting back home. Whether you're on a solo bike ride or with other guys or whatever. Where do we start? Right, first aid kit. Basically, a few stretch bandages out here in Australia. Snake bites, spider bites. Obviously wrap them up. A few band-aids, tapes. Just a basic kit. You can never go wrong. First aid kit. You never know. Going on to getting in touch, obviously you got your mobile phone, UHF radio. Some guys carry these sort of things, personal location beacons, or like spot on satellite navigation systems, lets people know exactly where you are. I don't carry one of those. I don't go off that far into unknown territory, shall we say. There's always something close by, or within reason, hence UHF radio. Little bits and pieces. This is a bag full of fuses, different ones. As you've seen, I've got a fair bit of gear going on under my seat, so basically it's a fuse for every situation. These big guys are for my Anderson plug under the seat. I've also got a link that I've made regarding, so it's got no fuse. That's just a linked piece of metal in case I need to override the fuse if I need a direct. So I've made that'll go in that fuse holder, just in case. Regarding the Anderson plug, I've got an Anderson to Anderson extension lead. So if I've got the Anderson plug under my seat, and a lot of guys have got them on their bikes, so if your battery goes flat, you've got a jump lead that you can use. I also carry this, which is obviously a battery terminal to an Anderson, so if you're stuck somewhere and a ute passes by, at least you can get a jump start off that ute if they're not carrying an Anderson plug. So that's that. Let's move those out of the way. That's just a little fuse that I also carry. You never know, it's just got a fusing line there in case you need to do any repairs. Obviously hard wiring is not advisable, so if you can put a fusing line, you're going to avoid fires. Punches, blowing up your tyres, loosening down your tyres for riding sand, riding hard gravel, riding dirt. You need to obviously up and down the pressure of your tyres, and for that I've got this little compressor. Just a simple thing. I've put an extension on it so I can use it for other things if I need to. So it's not got a direct plug onto there, so I've got a separate lead so I can use that for something else if I need to from the plug socket there, the 12 volt. So that's the compressor. It's got a little light on the end, and it's just an automatic light. When you turn it on, the light comes on by itself. So that's a nice little tool. It's nice and small. It's probably about 100mm square, nice and light. Regarding tyre pressures, I carry two. I've got the electronic one that is set to my standard tyre pressures, so that tells me I blow it up and I'm back to where I want to be. I've also got a manual pen for ease, but obviously these guys are not spot on. but they're alright if you want to obviously drop the tyre pressure close to sand, but then to get it back onto ride you need to be pretty close. So I carry the 2 of those. I also carry a puncture repair kit, a few patches, dust caps, a raised valve, couple of spare Schrader valves, which are the inserts inside your valve, and a Schrader valve remover, so that will take that screw right out the inside of there. And obviously your glue, always keep on top of your glue, your rubber cement glue, because it can go off. As you can see, I've used this a couple of times. Regarding punches, I think the last one we had was a screw, a little tiny screw in the front of Jimmy's tyre. I'll just put that down here so you can see that, yeah, even in the middle of the outback bush you can still get a screw in your tyre. It might have dropped off the back of a ute in the bush or something, but yeah, it does happen. So always keep on top of your glue because it does go off. And then if you cannot repair the puncher, I carry 2 new brand, these are heavy duty ones, 2 brand new back and front inner tubes. Yes, they do weigh a little bit of weight, but if you rip that tube to pieces, especially when you're on low pressure and you get a slip inside, rips your valve off, which can happen, then there's no repairing that inner tube. I know some guys have gone tubeless, but I'm not keen on tubeless. If you dent your rim, then there's no way you're getting home with a tubeless tyre. Whereas if you dent a rim, you can put a tube in, you can still hobble your way back to wherever you need to. So that's the tubes. Going back to the battery system, I carry this power pack, always fully charged, and on the end of there again I've adapted a banana clip from there to a Anderson plug. So if I'm out on my own and for God knows what reason I've left something on and my battery does go flat, I've got that booster, and that will give you a nice charge into your battery to give you enough power to start the bike. And guys, I don't think you can jump start or bump start these Africa Twins. Comment below and tell me if you have. We tried it. Jimmy flattened his battery on his bike and we couldn't bump start it. I towed him with my bike, we pushed him. We ended up taking a battery off a ute and I jump started it with these two tyre levers from the battery onto his battery to get it going. For some reason the electronics shut down when the battery's low, and you need the electronics in place to inject the fuel in before the bike will turn over. So I don't think, you might prove me wrong, but I don't think you can bump start an Africa Twin. Electrics, that's all that done. I always carry a litre of oil. Check it, always check it before you go, but you never know. Sometimes you need to top up if you're burning a bit heavy, depending on how you're using it. But I always carry a litre of oil. I always carry a litre of oil, just in case. Toolkit. You guys have seen all my toolkit. I put the link up here for you to click on it and see the toolkit. Everything you need to build and take apart an Africa Twin on the road. So you got all your sockets, hex heads, tools in there. Everything that will take the bike apart is there. And I keep all that in my tool tube on the back of the bike. Also in that tool tube, I'll keep a few bolts, spare random size bolts, in case vibration, shaking something loose, you've still got a spare bolt. Even if it don't work, you can glue it into the gap. You might be able to get yourself hobbled back to civilization. Everybody carries those. A few different size cable ties. I carry a bit of twin core wire just in case. A few small cable ties in here. These little crimp connectors, so if you get a broken wire, you can just put your wire in one side, the other, or you can just tape it together and just crimp that, and that will join your wire back together. A few of those in there. Bit of duct tape, everybody carries duct tape. Small can of WD-40, fixes everything. You get dust and shit into electrics and stuff on your handlebars, on your ignition, whatever. Bit of that will sort it all out, and yeah, it's good for everything. I know a guy that put it on a frozen shoulder. Didn't work, but you know. Bit of chain lube. Always lube up your chain. Keep it. As soon as it dries out, you're looking for trouble. So that's one of the main things you need to keep hold of, is some chain lube. Just keep everything lubed up. Some of the newer chains have got like synchro bearings inside them, so lubing them don't make any difference. But you know, it's worthwhile. Torches, I carry a head torch. That's always kept in my tank bag. First thing you want to do if you get to a place at night that's dark and you want to put your tent up, that's the first thing you're going to grab for, is your torch, to see what you're doing. I also carry this rechargeable torch as well. So this is like a little survival torch, and this is on a USB, so I can charge this up and not relying on batteries. Charge it up on the bike, so you've always got that power. Alright, my other thing is, survival wise, somewhere to carry some water in. You go out into the middle of the bush, you're guaranteed to come across a dirty puddle or a river or something, and you can get water. Obviously, your camping gear, what you've got, you can, you know, set that up, boil some water, and you're okay. But I carry this, which is a Katadyn water purifier. It's a pump system. Just pumps water through a filter, comes out there, and it's drinkable straight away. So you can fill your bottle up, whatever, straight away with fresh water. As I say, you can drink out of a muddy puddle, a river, crossing, whatever. You can get smaller ones than this. I've had this a long time now. You can get smaller ones than this, called a little Steri-Pen and things like that. So they're really good. It's always handy to carry something that you can get a drink of water. It's no good if you know, you can't repair your bike and you need to stop there the night until something comes, rescues you. You want water, you need a drink. And fire. Water and fire, two of the main things you need if you're surrounded and stuck out. You're surrounded by nothing, stuck outside. Fire steel. I've got a couple of lighters. I've got a few of these wax pads. Bit of foil in case I need to cook something. But a silly little thing, such as a bit of fluff. A little bit of fluff out of your tumble dryer, and a spark. There you go, you're away, you've got fire straight away within seconds. So anything's damp and God knows what. So as you see, I keep that in a sealed bag, out of the way, keep it dry. That's just a bit of tumble lint out of your tumble dryer, always handy, there's no weight in it whatsoever. Just carry some with you, and a fire steel, and you'll never go short of fire. There you go guys, fantastic. Just a few items that I personally like to take with me. As I say, there will be people out there that will comment and go, oh, way too much gear, you don't need that, you don't need this. Like I say, it's my personal preference. There is, like I say, the personal location beacons, which could just override everything I've just shown you. You press the button, somebody comes and rescues you with a truck, puts your bike on the back and takes you home. It depends where you are. If you're out in the middle of Australian bushland, guys that do ride the Australian bushland will know sometimes it's hard to get a 4x4 in, let alone an ambulance or a tow truck. So yeah, if you can rescue yourself by repairing a wheel, putting something back together, then, you know, like say something simple as a flat battery and you can't start it, But there you go, that's just my opinion. Take from it what you want. Fantastic. Thanks for watching.